VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by Voiceover Workshop and Media, proudly supported by...
This week, our top 10 contestants have been split into 5 teams, each tasked with creating an original social impact project. But here is the twist. 2 teams will be up for eviction, but 1 team will be saved. The losing team faces double eviction, meaning 2 contestants will say goodbye. Judges, are you ready to witness creativity and collaboration?
Yes, it's good to be here again. My name is King Iyapemihe. Welcome to the VOSTAR Africa 2025. This is episode 3 and it has been something. It has been interesting, and I'm looking forward to an amazing time. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
All right, so VOSTAR Africa. This is where all the stars gather and we light up the continent from coast to coast. My name is Aide Adum. Great to be here.
Hi, I'm Chema BBB, the big, bold, and beautiful. Am I excited or what? First of all, I'm so excited to see Charlene on the table today. I'm excited for what's going to happen. Let's get into the meat of the matter already.
Thank you so much for having me. This is just such an exciting opportunity to be able to pour in to these young hopefuls, the little 2 cents that I've also picked up in my just under 2 decades of experience. I'm excited to be a part of this, to be among such greats in the voiceover industry, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa as a whole. This is something that I'm hoping will then inspire the people that are coming in as contestants. And even if for those who don't win, I'm just hoping that they learn something from each and every single one of the comments and take that and run with it just to perfect their craft and become better voiceover artists.
Let's have our first 3 teams for today. Eloho and Okidi from Uganda. Phil and Nalowa from Cameroon. David and Evie Tade.
Hello, Musa. Musa, the job says entry level, but they want 5 years experience here, Musa. Entry into where? The grave.
Hey, same story here. They asked me if I have 3 years experience in using software that just came out last year. People just want to stress you.
I even told one recruiter that I just graduated, and he was like, oh yeah, nah, bye-bye. Go and get 2 years experience and come back 2 years experience.
You know me, I even wrote very good at watching YouTube tutorial on my CV. Surely that counts, right?
Omo, I even added, I helped my aunt's business on WhatsApp go viral. Social media strategies, baby.
I think we should launch our site, noexperience.com.
Exactly.
You're already qualified.
Let's give people jobs before their village people get a hold of them first. Yeah. Now, bye-bye.
This social impact project is brought to you by the VoiceOver Conference 2025.
Mommy, Ele, yeah, yo. Mommy, did you buy me ice cream?
No, but I bought your favorite akara beans.
Again? But mommy, I wanted ice cream.
Wedgie, je n'ai pas d'argent. There's no money.
When will there ever be money? I learned on my kids' finance app that with stock purchase, we could make money.
Stock purchase? Do you want us to buy stock fish?
Ha, Mom, stock purchase means buying shares in companies.
Oh my goodness. Money we don't have, and now we should share it.
No, It's like owning a part of the company. So that as the company makes profit, we make profits just like that.
Wow, amazing! You must gain control over your money. Let's secure our kids' future using strategies like stock purchase to eradicate poverty today.
This social impact project is brought to you by the Voice Over Conference 2025.
Madam, abeg shift small now. Na two seats you dey occupy.
Na me. I pay for one seat now on this plate of jollof, and I am enjoying both.
See crumbs everywhere. Even stew splashed on my white shirt.
Oga, calm down now. Cool your body. Eat good food. Stress less. Life is short. You go job.
Public spaces are for everyone. Respect others and clean up after yourself. Conductor, abeg, carry me off this suya scented seat. Abeg.
Let's keep our shared spaces clean and comfortable. A clean Nigeria starts with you.
This social impact project is brought to you by the Voiceover Conference 2025.
Judges, what are your verdicts for these performances?
I think that was quite exciting to watch. I love the color that this episode is giving it to me. It's beautiful. But I mean, let's just go one at a time. Elo and Oki. Well done, guys. Your performance was good. It was okay. Not so not top of the chart for me, but I think it was fair, right? I see the accents that Eloho tried to speak with. I just couldn't marry educated and uneducated together. Because you're talking about being educated, looking for a job, but you also sound uneducated to a very large extent due to some linguas that you use, streets, local, all that. So it's a bit confusing, the message there. But performance-wise, I liked what you did, and I think Okidi's audio could have also been better. But I would give it an okay performance. So yeah, voice with Theo and Naloa was good. Theo, you did some good work on there, but this is a group thing, right? So if anyone is not doing well, both of you are going. You did okay. Naloa's voice. Naloa tries to be a baby. I think Naloa tried this time because, of course, she's done okay all the way. Was switching to a different character. Maybe this is somewhere she should play more because that baby thing that we keep talking about, that last one thing. Maybe she pushes a bit more into these kinds of character. It would help her. But I kind of think that you could have been a bit clearer because some of your words I couldn't pick them exactly. I had to listen a bit more, into what you were doing. But give or take, I think it was a good performance. You guys actually did okay. Voice with Theo, I knew that there was a place where you said sorry and repeated the line. I'm just taking that again. But good work. And finally, Javed and Evie Tade, good work. Okay performance, not top of the chart for me as well. I also think that Evie Tade was I don't know the life that she was talking as to what she was talking. It was all over the place, expressing the life out of everyone I was listening. Maybe that was why Javed was angry at her. But in all, good work. Well done, guys.
Okay, let me start with Eloha and Chidi. Well, not a bad attempt. Not a bad attempt. However, for me, all I kept thinking was character. You missed the character, the storyline, because you can't be a young person who just graduated and you sounded so old and not quite educated. So that lost me to a large extent. And I feel like the energy from one person fed onto the other person because Okidi was better in the delivery, but still was not at his best. And the payoff also absolutely lacked character. So Okidi, when you were doing the payoff, it just didn't align for me. So it wasn't the greatest take, to be honest, but not a bad attempt. Just that you, like I said, you totally missed the characters that we're playing, that we're having the conversation, this dialogue. Naloa Gina voice with Theo. For me, mother and child, we've seen both of you and we've struggled with both of you. I think this is your best take yet, in my opinion. I would say voice with Theo, I get the, again, character. For me, it is the character. You did deliver on the mommy, and I like the way that Anna endeavored to give the child's energy. And I like the way your tone went when you were talking. I could hear when you were happy about it and when you were not so happy about it. So for me, your characters were working. It wasn't the greatest, a lot better than we've seen so far. Like Kingi said, you are in your element as a child, so you need to now find how to hone it to become a really good professional child voice. Because I think you've got it in you, Nanewajina, and the voice with you, not a bad attempt. Much better than the first one. And finally, Jabed and Ilitade. So the first thing that caught me, I mean, it was a good rendition. But the first thing that caught me, threw me off, was the Nami. That line threw me off because he was talking to you about, eating and being crazy, messing with your food. You went, Nami. The question, it was almost like a question, Nami, and then you hit it. So because that was your first line, it kind of went off a little. But everything else altogether, like you said, you sucked the life out of whatever you were sucking. I don't know what it was, but there was nothing left of it. The dry bones shall never rise again. In fact, but the only other thing I would tell you is that you got off, like was a little off for me, was the payoff. In Italy, your accent was too much. Jabet's accent was very Nigerian, so it was not balanced. But well done. Not bad.
Yeah. All right, guys. Good one. I guess I'll start with the Loho and Kitty. A lot has been said already. What I'll just point out there is the importance of the quality of your recording. I think this is one aspect that is coming up a little more now, and it's important for every contestant and indeed every voiceover artist to understand that you must be interested in the quality of what is recorded. Okay. So you may have a good voice and a great delivery, but if it's not recorded properly, right, and so that we can hear what you're saying, then you may just not be able to hit your target audience. Okay. So I'll just leave that in general. But Ophelia and Law, that's where I found most of your problem. I think if the recording, especially on PDP's voice, was better, I think it would have brought a lot more to the fore. I'll jump over to Amy Tade and Jared. I think I enjoyed, in terms of understanding what you were saying, I enjoyed the whole delivery. I think it was good. I'll just only comment on, and I think it's been commented on already. I'll just comment on the fact that that sucking sound, it was a bit too dominant. I think it was necessary, but it could have been toned down a little bit, so that we can just follow along with you as you do your thing. And finally, Naloa, Gina, and Voice of Feel. I enjoyed what you did in terms of the characterization, and I think this particular challenge has to do with taking on a particular character. But I constantly find a lot of times with voiceovers, we were used to the form, okay? So we get into the form rather than into the character. So if you were to take those two voices and listen to them, they don't sound like two people having a conversation. They sound like two people trying to make an advert. All right? What we need are those characters to come to life. They will deliver the message.
All right. Going last is not very easy, especially when everybody's just touched on literally everything. But, and please do forgive me for butchering some of the names. But the first team, Eloho and Okodi, for me were average at best. I felt, first of all, Okidi, we couldn't hear you. We couldn't hear what you were saying, what you were trying to say. And yes, it does boil down to equipment, but it also boils down to your technique and the way that you open your mouth and the way that you express certain words. So because you are doing voices, you don't know whether your client is in the States or in the UK or is in Africa. So either way, your accent should never come in between the end user actually hearing and understanding what you are saying. Whilst being in character is good, it's important to be audible. It is also important that the call to action is very clear. We need to know what you want us to do. Okay, you brought us into your world. Now what? What do you want me to do? You want me to stand up and go buy something? You want me to go and pay for a certain service? What do you want me as the audience to do with what you've just given me? So the importance of dialogue is being able to bring us into your world. And I'm not too sure that you brought us into your world. The picture was not painted clearly for me. For the second group, Fio and Naloa, I hope I say that right. Firstly, yes, you have an animation voice, Naloa, and it is important that you lean into it, but it's also important that you understand not to make it too squeaky. If you are going to settle into a character, settle into that. Let us not think that it's a 20-something-year-old trying to sound like an 8 or 5. Allow us to believe you just by listening to what you are saying. And Theo, I also didn't really quite believe the motherliness. There was a warm tone that I was missing from what you were saying. So, beautiful attempt, I would say, but I don't feel like you brought me into a conversation of a mom and a daughter. I kind was switching between mom and daughter and two friends talking. So I feel like that was something that you could have been able to just settle more into. And I loved the humor in the script. I loved that you sort of brought us in that way. But again, the call to action was not clear in terms of character separation. And I wasn't sure who was talking to me. Was it still the mom or was it a different voice? Usually on voice over the script, you're going to get two characters and an announcer voice. So that announcer voice could actually be a third person. It doesn't even have to be one of the two people that are involved in the dialogue. But if you're going to have one of the people from the dialogue then doing the announcer voice, make sure it's distinct. Maybe understand and see and know that, oh, okay, this is all different voice. This person wants me to do something different with what they just given me. And then Giant and Evie, group number 3. For me, that was my favorite. That was my favorite. They are, of course, the sucking. Evie, I love your voice, but whatever it is you were trying to suck on to bring you into character, it threw us off. It was so loud. So in as much as you're going to use your hands and you smile and you're going to use your body gestures to make us believe that what you're doing is what you're actually talking about, remember you're still behind the microphone, we still can't see you. So if you're going to be sucking so loudly and you're disturbing what we're hearing, there is definitely no way we're going to get your message. So be careful about that. And then it was entertaining. I got into whatever space that the world that you're trying to paint, I got into that. It was very entertaining. But the call to action, it was disjointed because it's a dialogue. You're working together. So I want to feel like it's a team. I don't want to feel like it's so and so and so and so. It's not two individuals. It needs to be a team. If you're going to decide to do a joint call to action, it's important you sound the same. So the accents need to align, or you decide who does the call to action and who doesn't. Overall, I think you did a great job. I loved your script. I loved your delivery. And I felt like, yes, I know what you want me to do. So that was what I thought of the three teams.
Thank you, Georges, for that sharp and insightful feedback. Remember, true voiceover mastery isn't just about skill, it's about making the audience feel the character without ever seeing them. Every tone, every pause, every breath builds a world. So, our final teams for today, will they rise to the challenge? Let's find out. We have OA and Vanny, James Turday and Makera.
Babe, have you seen the C of O for those 7 plots? You know I love you so much.
Oh, babe. You always know how to make me smile. Jesus, I just got a mail. Babe. Google wants to make me their African CEO.
Eh? Google? From where?
They said no interview. That I should just send 100K for employment clearance and they'll start onboarding on WhatsApp.
Wait, babe, what email did it come from?
Let me see. hr.google_career ZZZ.
I'm genuinely considering breaking up with this girl. Babe, this is obviously 419. Google. No, they recruit like MMM.
Baby, no now.
Verify before you testify. Shine your eyes, I beg.
Shy. Now love save me today.
Next time, I'll scam you into marrying me.
You won't even need 100K.
This social impact project is brought to you by the Voiceover Conference 2025.
Never again. Why are you missing away from this with people they collect their light? This is not real.
Auntie Ronke, you see these blackouts? It's an opportunity. We need to decentralize power using micro solar grids. I'm telling you, it's scalable.
Come on, speak English, Jack. Never have take light and you're speaking like DSTV decoder.
Okay. In simple terms, sun go shine, panel go collect, battery go store, and you will just chop steady like Queen of England.
Sun, inside wire. If rain fall, I don't do vampire now.
The battery stores power, even at night. It can run your fridge, your TV, your blender, everything.
Can you also charge my food woman and my tiny farm while I was in it?
All at once. You'll be glowing, chilling, and gossiping, all in peace.
Hey! Come on, which gossiping? Hey! That one extraordinary light too.
Yes, just pure sun-powered glory.
To do my boy. God, is that it? Extraordinary light.
Solar is smart. Solar is African. The future is bright, and it's probably not sponsored by NEPA.
This social impact project is brought to you by the Voiceover Conference 2025.
Georges, what are your verdicts?
I think Charlie should start now. So that's it's so true.
No. Let's start from UKE and then we.
Okay.
You can't forsake me now.
She's still taking it in. I understand. I mean, it was interesting. First of all, OA and Vanny. I think the first thing is I liked your first line. See, it felt good. It felt like when you are in love and all that. So it gave me some hope. It was a good script, I must say. The interpretation wasn't as much, but it was a good script. You guys tried to interpret it. I think that the only thing is, I mean, Vanny, you know that you have a good voice, but you didn't differentiate between when you said, "Oh, babe, I know you love me" or something like that, and hey, Google just sent me. So there was really nothing that separated the two emotions you were expressing. One was of love, tender, soft, which was cool. And then the one that came with a shock or surprise, we couldn't really place the difference because even your facial interpretation and body language didn't change. So your voice automatically didn't really tell us anything that differentiated. It's two expressions and two, information that you're getting. the behavior should be different, right? Then OA voiceovers. Yeah, I like your script. I liked the fact that there was a bit of comic relief in there once in a while. I kind of just think that you're not as natural as you should be. Maybe just the voiceover in the trailer voiceover or the narrator voiceover in you was just what was dominant. But it was an okay delivery, right? I think that the script could have been better interpreted, but it wasn't bad. Okay. Then Makera and James Sturdy, I enjoyed your script or your performance. It was smiley. It was nice. Makera, well done. Because last week you were up for eviction, but this week we could see that the mouth is opening up now. We thank the Lord for that. Right? We can see that your words are clearer. And then the character you play, you kind of ate in, different places. Especially the place where you say, "Hey, come on, shut up your mouth." I mean, something like that, gossip. I kind of liked it, right? Then you guys have to like just show off yourselves at the end and become a bit proud. James Sterling with his voice. I know that Chairman likes that one. And then, of course, Makera also tries to open her mouth. So I liked your performance. It was good. Could maybe a few things could have been done better, but let me just leave you guys this week. And I'm sure that Akide is there in front waiting for you to give you some bars, if at all. Right? But well done.
And Vanny. Okay. I'm going to ask a question that may sound a bit, but what was the point? I got lost. I really got lost. I wasn't too sure what exactly I'm supposed to walk away from this particular audio with. If I were to hear it and I'm driving, it's on the radio, what are you selling or where are you saying I should sign up? It was very vague. So when you are doing scripts that especially need to take people into a different space and it's not starting off immediately with go and buy such and such and at such and such a price in this particular place, it's important that you remain clear and you only have a few seconds to convince us of your mandate and convince us of your story. And I felt like that story just wasn't there with the script. Good attempt at acting, but attempt being the operative word. In the sense that I didn't feel the emphasis on the different tones. You weren't hitting particular tones for me. It felt almost like you were missing the beats, the important beats. You get to a part and I'm thinking, yes, land. And all of a sudden, we've just sailed past it. And I'm like, but that was the point to show us emotion. That was the point to show us that this is something that you care about. So with dialogue, that is very important for you to bring your acting skills. That's why you're not just a voice speak person. You're a voice actor. So being a voice actor means that you need to convince us of the story. So for me, that was my biggest takeaway. But fair attempt. And then for Makeda and James, yes, Makeda last week, you did struggle. You were up for eviction and you survived. So yay for you. And I can tell that you truly brought your A game this week because there's a sense of you knew what you wanted and you went after it. So you took us into the marketplace. You took us into each and every, I could see these scenarios playing out through your voice. I didn't even have to watch you. I could see it, the way you were delivering your lines. It helped me buy in. So that means that somebody who is listening to this from the streets or from wherever, they'll be able to buy into the same thing. James, I felt like you kind of let my kid down. Your voice is beautiful. It really, it booms, it resonates. But when it comes to dialogue, it's acting. So I felt like you let my kid down in that you didn't necessarily feed her the energy that she was giving you. But all in all, I think I loved the fact that we could hear you both. I loved the fact that the call to action was so clear. By the time you ended your script, we knew exactly what you wanted from us, and we knew if we should or we shouldn't do what you wanted us to do. So, all in all, I think that was a very good take.
All right. So, James and Makera, I'll start with you. Um, good. I don't really have too much to say. You guys hit all the right notes for me. You came across well. I like it. I think I want to say, keep it up. I like all the little extra spices that you put in there. Very important. Makera with your characterization. James with your voice. I like that you show versatility, little English, little touch on the pigeon, and then of course the drop at the end for the announcerial. Very nice. But we go over to AO and Vanny. And I always want to reemphasize that this is a competition. You had opportunity to write that script, to perfect it, to perform that script, and perfect it. All right? AO, or is it OA?
OA.
Yes, OA. I feel as if you didn't quite, you weren't fluent with your script, okay? And there's no reason for that. And Valley, to some extent also, it felt as if you were, trying to maybe read, or you weren't fluent with your script. You could have memorized those words easily so that you could ask them appropriately, but I felt you were stumbling over it, and I could see what you were trying to do, but I know that if you had spent more time just getting it right, you would have done a lot better. I want to repeat it one more time. Remember, this is a competition.
Okay, so OA and Vanny, I love the script. I thought it was a very fun script to have, from the lovey-dovey to the, oh my gosh, guess what just happened? And then, but I didn't see you grow from one situation to the, so I didn't know what was going on. Everything was happening at the same time because of your delivery. And I think the one that threw me off of all the lines, maybe on one hand, it was Vanny when you were getting the message. I wanted to see the surprise, and the first thing you do when you get a good message is you're excited. It doesn't even matter if you never applied. If someone said, oh, you just got a job, you're like, wait, what? And not just any job, but Google. That should have just blown you, and then you go, oh, this I don't even need to interview. So you're still in that. The way that I saw the script, you were excited about that situation before the guy now says, don't be too excited now, Checo. But I didn't see you guys go from here to there. So character, you didn't quite embody, you didn't quite interpret it. And the one that really threw me off was you, OA, saying, I think I'm going to dump this girl. I heard it, but I didn't hear it. They're just a bunch of words. They didn't have a place. I wanted to see the almost irritation. Is this girl dumb? That's why you said I'll dump her. And then you come back to be sweet. Oh my gosh, I'm dating a dumb blood. Okay, darling. So maybe you should just, that's what I wanted to see. So you lost me with the beautiful script, but the rendition just fell. And yeah, no, not working for me at all. And then it's the way that you make your sentences in this script. Again, for you, OA, you were really high up there last week, and this week it's just falling flat for me. The way that you were cutting your words and picking. And did you say goggle? Kill me now. Did you say goggle? That was not a... I'll finish the sentence in your mind. Okay. And for Torde and Kara, I love you too. Even though you guys are speed racers, because I don't know where you're running to. Y'all are just speed racers. Like they put two people on high speed on the same script. I love your voice, and you know that already, Torde. I totally love your voice. You killed me when you did the payoff. I'm like, stop it, boy, stop it. But I am looking for the little boy in you in this script. And I don't mean like a child, but that's your auntie. And you probably, for me, the script says, I've been telling you small, small. And then something that allows you to sell to her has just happened. So I wanted to see that she gave that auntie behavior, auntie demeanor. She had that little off the cuff, one-liners. Oh, and then, what do you mean by gossip? And I loved it. Beautiful. Makira, you opened your mouth. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was almost scared that you had a mouth movement condition. Like, people who talk between their teeth and you couldn't help it. And it felt like we were bashing you last week. Girl, I should club you now just knowing that you could open your mouth. But it was really very well done. Very well done, both of you. I just need to see, last week, Turley, I told you about the warmth. I want to see that young guy in you. Right now, you're just a cocky dude with a brilliant voice. I want to see you being sweet and young and nice and enjoy it. And your attempt on pidgin English, not bad, not bad. Well done, y'all tried.
What an incredible panel we have! Aren't our judges simply the best? These feedback gems are golden. In voice acting, chemistry is everything. True voice actors feed off each other's energy to create magic. A masterful voice actor doesn't just perform, they transform, switching emotions on a dime, all in one flawless take. We're stepping off for just a moment, but don't go far. When we return, our judges will drop the bombshell. Which groups are facing eviction?
VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by VoiceOver Workshop and Media, proudly supported by
Welcome back to VOSTAR Africa, the stage where you let your voice shine. Our judges, the moment of truth has arrived. Which groups are up for eviction?
Well, maybe we should talk about who is not going first. Maybe we should do that.
That's one way to go.
That's just so that it's not, let's delay it a bit. Who's not going? Who is not going? Well, judges, who is not going?
Well, for me, definitely, I would say that, okay, I don't want to say the obvious, but maybe because I see this, I might as well say the obvious. Uh, I think generally James Turney and Makera, both also not just because they did a great job, but also because I saw Makera. I mean the difference between Makera of last week and this week. Awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of growth there.
Yeah. So who is going? One person that is going, Charlie, or I'm coordinating this.
Okay. According to me, the OA and Vanny Love Sing did not do it for me. That's my number one. Yeah. It didn't do it for me. I really felt like we lost a lot of sweetness in that we could have just, it was mostly why don't you just grab onto that moment and run with it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. OA and
That's what you guys
Vanny.
broke.
So judges, do we agree? OA and Vanny up for eviction?
Listen, the worst thing that can happen is when a client gives you a beautiful script and you destroy the script. You do not. That is a crime in the world of voiceover arts.
Beautiful script. I mean, that script is
beautiful script. I saw all the beautiful things that could come out.
Yeah.
People had the toasting part where you're like, and you lost it on us. So yeah, y'all are up for eviction.
All right. Then who's not going next? Mr. Ahide. Who is not going?
All right.
Who is not going?
Okay.
Okay, that was you picked already, Choma.
I would say
Choma, let's go
I
ahead.
did.
Yeah, I did. I
Are you
did.
sure you shouldn't? I think you should. I'm waiting to mention who's not going.
I said who's not going. That's
Okay,
what
who's
I
not
said.
going? I was going to mention who's going, but okay. Let me be the good girl today. I will tell you that you're not top, but I'm mentioning you because I think that you escaped literally through the skin of your teeth. And that would be the lower Gina and voice with feel.
Yeah,
Very close.
very close
Very
range.
close to it.
Yeah, I agree. And the next group that is not going will be Javed and Evie Tade.
Oh, yes.
Javed.
That could be.
Definitely. Which simply means that OA voiceovers and Fanny and then Eloho and Okili, both groups are looking for eviction. Eloho and Okili, you are up for eviction, and OA voiceovers and Fanny, you are up for eviction. I wish you all the best, and I pray that you all come back, even though that prayer will not work, but well, we pray regardless.
By the way, that's also mentioned that it will be the two people on the team that loses. That
Yeah,
the both
yeah,
of them.
I'm sure they are aware by now. So any team that loses, you are both out of the competition. But let me just take a moment to say thank you to Charlene, our guest judge. Since we didn't have like, cupcakes and, yogurt and whatnot.
Well, now that you mention it.
But we are grateful that you joined us today. It gave some color, two women, beautiful women, amazing,
Absolutely.
elegant. I mean, I would say that Charlie was critical. I didn't think that she was going to come with guns blazing, but
I love her.
She came like, oh, nothing is going on. I'm just sleeping, and then I'm like, okay, this is good stuff. Good stuff. So thank you so much, Charlene. I hope you had a good time with us as well, and then you like what we're trying to do with VOSTAR Africa. What's your final words before we? This is not part of the script. I'm just scripting all of this in my head. So
Yeah.
so yeah, your experience, what you think. I mean, I think that will make sense.
I think it's such an amazing initiative because most VO artists, not just in Africa, but across the world, are self-taught. It's one of those things that you really will find. Maybe you'll find a workshop here and there, but no one really gives you honest feedback. And when it comes to things like this, I mean, getting feedback from 4 different industry professionals, that I would have loved to get that in the beginning instead of learning in the booth. So if I were one of these contestants, I would honestly take each and every single comment, not as a way of being bashed, or being told that you can't do it, but as a form of encouragement, knowing that it means that I am in the right direction because I am in this contest, I'm in this competition. It means there's something that the world wants to hear. It's just about finessing it. It's about finding your niche and settling in it. So I'm so excited to be part of, just even if it's putting a teaspoon of what I know into the lives of Africa's and the world's next biggest force of artists. So it's an honor.
It's been such a pleasure not doing this single. Your teaspoon of sugar made it taste so much better. So please feel free to come back.
Yes, please. I really enjoyed this. And yes, I would love to come back.
By the way, I'm going to hook up with you after the show. So, talk to you later.
Please do. Please do. Get a number from Key. Please do.
Not a problem. Thank you so much. It's been great, everyone. Contestants, you guys are amazing. You've done well for yourselves. And if you don't make it to the next round, I believe that you are still star.
Yeah.
Adide Adum, Choma, final words before we call it a day.
Well, I mean, what can we say? What we're here to do as judges is to give words, to be given words, and I guess the final word will probably be bye-bye.
Like Jade said at the beginning, the competition is getting WOSTAR. So just know that, you know, the more the contest, the more the tasks, the more we scrutinize, because the more we scrutinize, the better you become. And if you didn't learn anything, learn that dialogue takes two people being on the same page, speaking the same language, or it is not a dialogue.
Thank you so much.
Can I just quickly say before we go, for those of you that that are up for eviction, whether you go or not, I also just realized that, you see, many times a competition like this is not the end all. Okay, so don't feel as if you've fallen short. I think what you've done is that you found a place to place your foot, you know, and make things better for yourself. You know, the words that you receive are just showing you the areas you need to work on to be the best that you can be.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, judges. Jade Sola, back to you.
Wow! After those intense performances and razor-sharp critiques, our judges have successfully given us heart palpitations today. You've heard from our judges. OA and Vani and Eloho Anukidi are up for eviction, but only one team can survive. And the power is in your hands. To our audience, you can vote and comment on our Instagram page at VOSTAR Africa with these hashtags. Hashtag VOSTAR OA and Vani to save OA and Vani, and hashtag VOSTAR Eloho Anukidi to keep Eloho Anukidi in the competition. Remember, every vote counts. To our contestants who are up for eviction, this is a time to rally around your communities, your friends, your loved ones, your frenemies, those that you love and love you, to keep you in the competition. Remember, they have to comment and vote on our Instagram page at VOSTAR Africa with the hashtag VOSTAR OA and Vani to save OA and Vani, and the hashtag VOSTAR Eloho Anukidi to keep Eloho Anukidi in the competition.
VOSTAR Africa is brought to you by VoiceOver Workshop and Media, proudly supported by
A very special shout out to our legendary judges: the incredible King E, the eloquent Chioma BBB, the exceptional Ahide, and to our guest George, all the way from Zimbabwe, the delectable Charlene Mangweni Furusa. Thank you for being with us today and for sharing from your wealth of experience. Another special shout out to the VoiceOver Workshop for pioneering this project, and to our incredible sponsors. Thank you for believing in the power of the African voice. To our contestants, you rock. And to our audience, thank you for being with us on this journey. Don't miss out on the behind-the-scenes action. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at VOSTAR Africa. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I have been your host, Jade Sola Adewodun, reminding you to dream out loud and let the world hear you. Until next time, keep speaking greatness. Africa.